Yeah, I saw this coming.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
I don't really want to tell you I told you so because I think most of us might have saw this coming. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been saying this for quite a few weeks now that the San Antonio Spurs more than likely was going to re-sign Joe Wieskamp. I didn't really see any other way that would make sense. Like at this point, they did too much work with them just to let him go. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Before we do, really quick, you guys want to support the channel, Clan, themerchfan.com. I'm really thinking about dropping this one next. I just really like it. But anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, that's one way to support the channel. Or you can become a YouTube member, Patreon member, however you want to do it. Okay, that's only $2 a month. But thank you guys so much for all the love. Tripping over my words. It was a long day. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this. Joe Weezy rejoined San Antonio on a 2-year, $4.4 million deal. I didn't have to read that. You can read. But as we can see here, he turns 23 on Tuesday, was a second-round draft pick in 2021 out of Iowa, and split time between G League and NBA during his rookie season. And they tell us a little bit about his stats. In 15 games with the Austin Spurs, Wieskamp averaged 17.1 points per game and shot 36.8% on nearly 8 3-pointers per game. Wieskamp appeared in 22 games with the Spurs last season, but played limited minutes. Billed as a prolific 3-point shooter, Wieskamp rejoins the Spurs team, angling for a rebuild after trading away All-Star guard DeJounte Murray. Man, we put All-Star wherever we can, don't we? All right, so let's talk about this. Joe Wieskamp. So this is one thing, this is one angle about Joe Wieskamp that a lot of people don't talk about. Now, first and foremost, let me say this. He is a really good 3-point shooter. And not only that, he's a very confident 3-point shooter. Every single time the ball releases hands, even though it's 36.8%, it just looks good. It's just one of those things where the form is so good, I just expect it to go in. And as we already know, he's worked with the San Antonio Spurs over the offseason, in which apparently he has a faster release. Unfortunately, some things happened when it came to Summer League. He wasn't able to play due to injury. That really sucked, and I was like, that is not good for him. But I was still pretty convinced that the Spurs wouldn't just give up on him, especially with how much they've invested thus far. And he didn't really do anything thus far. I said thus far twice. He didn't do anything thus far where I sat back and I was like, you're really going to lose that position, or someone's really going to take your job. I never really felt that way. I didn't think anyone played to a certain degree where you're ready for Joe Wieskamp to go out the door, nor do I think he did anything that would merit just getting rid of him or just letting him walk. I just thought that they would at least give him another year, and luckily the Spurs went ahead and gave him a 2-year contract. Now, one thing that people don't talk about, and this is what I was about to say earlier, is that Joe Wieskamp, and this is going to sound wild, okay? And a lot of people are not going to believe me, especially if you didn't watch the G League. But I watched the G League, okay? And I have to say, Joe Wieskamp and Josh Primo have a lot of chemistry. And I mean a lot of chemistry. There were plenty of games that I can go back on where it was a close game within like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and it was either Joe Wieskamp or Josh Primo playing off of each other, and one of those two players hitting the game-winning shot. I remember one game in particular. I can't remember. I was trying to find it just to tell you guys about it, but if you know, please let me know in the comments. It was one in which they kept passing it back and forth to each other. We were giving each other screens and passing it back out, and they kept doing it until one of them was open, and it ended up being Joe Wieskamp. But those guys, literally, I really do mean this. They're a really good duo, okay? They are not a bad. Actually, you know what? I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to risk it all, guys. I'm going to risk it all. Hold on. I'm about to risk it all. Hold on. Let's risk it all. Let's go to Twitter. All right, we're going to risk it all. I wasn't going to do this, but now we're doing this. We're doing this. It's too late. We got to do this. I'm going to try to play a highlight, and hopefully we don't get in trouble for it, okay? I'm gonna move real slow so YouTube don't get me in trouble. All right, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. And a lot of merch stuff. Looking good, my boy. Bernie, you looking good, my boy. Let's see. Here it is. All right, you guys can see that. Okay, you can see that. Look at this. Look how they play together. Great duo. Really great duo. Pass to him. Nice little pass. Yep. But even the Austin Spurs kind of recognize this, that Josh and Joe duo for NBA Assist Week. But I have to say, I watched the G League games. I actually was more into the G League games than the actual Spurs games because the Spurs were just not fun to watch for me. for a big chunk of the season. I just wasn't having a lot of fun. But I will say this: these two, they play really well off each other. They play great, and I think that they're going to really be able to shine. Now I will say this though, because I do have to go ahead and play devil's advocate in my own argument here. It could very well just be one of those situations where Josh Primo is far above his years, and I know that Joe Wieskamp was literally a late bloomer, kind of. Yeah. So since he kind of came into the NBA at kind of an older age than a normal guy, pretty non-traditional. Obviously, he's going to be a little more poised than other players, but I don't know. All I see right now is that both of these players play very well. They're very smart, and they play well off each other, okay? Both of them being really good three-point shooters. It really showed, okay? And obviously, Joe is not going to be like a star or anything like that. He's more of just a role player, more of just a catch and shoot. But I will say he has some things to his game where he's a decent passer and he's a very high IQ player. So I am happy the Spurs went ahead and gave him this contract. I couldn't see it any other way, and I've been preaching this for the past several months. I just didn't see any future where the Spurs just let him walk after one season. He didn't do anything to deserve that. Not yet. Let's see what we got in him in this upcoming season and the season after, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to see quite a bit of him. So we'll wait and see. But you know what this does mean, though? And before we go, what this does mean? Someone's gone. There was no room for him at all. So maybe we'll hear something in the next day or two, but someone is gone. If it was me personally, what I would do if I was the Spurs, I would try to move Doug McDermott if I could. Now, it has nothing to do with salary or anything like that. I would just try to bank on our future the best of my ability. I also understand keeping him since he's a vet, but at the same time, I don't know how much good it really does for us keeping him. Also with Josh Richardson and Romeo Langford, those would be two guys that I'm really thinking about. Maybe you should go. But when it come to Jakob, I kind of convinced myself that keeping Jakob makes the most sense, only because he can help out the younger guys as far as you have to have someone who's a solid center, and we know that at least over the past couple seasons, Jakob has been that for us. So we'll wait and see. I babble too much. But yeah. Anyways, want to support channel? Clan the Merch Fan is there. Really thinking about dropping this one. I want to know what you guys think about this one. This one's a little different. This one's a little different. It's blurry. It's because it's a bad image. It's a nude image. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like this one a lot, but it's a little different. A little different. All right, I'll get with you guys later. Until next time, bro. Deuces.